Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I'd like to talk about what are the best all-around pliers that you would keep in your tool pouch for just general maintenance or diagnostic tasks. If you watch my SC45 Vito pouch video, you see that I'm building that out. I have some small tools on the inside, and then with the included tool pouch, I try to keep some compact but full-size tools, if that makes sense. And I was thinking about what pliers would complement the best with my Cobras. I sometimes keep a pliers wrench in there. I always have a Leatherman on me, so that kind of covers the needle nose. And so a pair of pliers like these 03-180s from Knipex kind of fill that need for me pretty nicely. I'm going to be trying these out. Today we're going to compare them to the Jonard tools, the insulated combination pliers. And we're going to see what these things can do. We'll put it through its paces. So let me pause the video and we'll set up real quick. Okay, so here they are, the 03-180 combination pliers from Knipex. These are comparable in length to their 180 Cobras. They have a nice slim head right out of the box. They come, nicely broken in. I would say they'll get even looser as time goes by. Kind of perfect for me. If we compare that to the Jonard Tools combination pliers, which these things are pretty handy. I like the size of these, even though they have the bulky grips. These actually are almost a little bit too worn in. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but there's actually already a little bit of looseness and play in the pivot there. So these Knipex are just the right amount for me. If we compare the heads of these, the Jonard Tools is going to be bulkier, a good bit actually, but the head design is pretty similar. Similar size cutters. These are ground a little bit differently. You have the bolt grabbing portion up here, and then you have the grooved portion of the pliers up at the front for gripping. On the Knipex, it goes all the way up to the edge, and on the Jonard Tools, you have a smooth portion here. These are designed a little bit more for electricians, so that makes sense. If these remind you of anything, they might remind you of Linesman pliers. You might even mistake them for Linesman pliers. Have something stuck here. Here's the gear wrench. Linesman pliers are one of the more compact, full-size pairs of Linesman pliers I have. Similar head design in a way, but they're going to be used for something very different. Like I said, I carry a Leatherman every day with me, and so I don't normally need to keep a pair of needle nose in my pouch. This kind of covers it all. This is the Super Tool 300, which I don't carry anymore, but this is just to demonstrate, because if you see, the heads are actually similar size. Here's the downfall with the Leatherman. If you want to grab onto things and twist them, bend them, things like that, all you have is the needle nose portion up here, whereas combination pliers or full-size set of pliers, you get a 3/8 inch wide grooved portion here that you can use for bending, twisting. If you needed to like untwist some wires to check out a circuit or something like that, you could do it with this. If you wanted to do it with the Leatherman, you'd have to come back here to the back portion to get something similar to that. Like I said, the Multitool is compromised, but it is something that you might have on you all the time, so that's nice. This particular one does have a nice big bolt grabbing portion here. It has the replaceable cutters, but you'll notice that you're much more limited. Even though these cutters are pretty great, you're much more limited on the size of what you can cut here. And speaking of that, why don't we try something out? First, we'll get some just 12 gauge wire and see what these are like. Come down here to the bottom, nice and smooth. Oops. Trying to do this through the camera. Compare that to the Jonard. I've actually never messed with these much. You do have a little bit more padding here. I don't feel, so you don't feel the shock as much, but these cutters don't seem to be as sharp as the Knipex. Try it again. Yeah, these are super easy. for how compact they are. So the main advantage with these is you can do some actual work with these. You can twist the wire together. You can untwist wires. If you had to cut Romex, it will at least fit in here. Let's give it a try with the classic handles. Might have to do 2 hands. Yeah, definitely requires 2 hands, but if you had to do it, you could. You don't have to carry these Linesman pliers. These feel like they're twice the weight, much more bulky. They are not good for fine tasks because they have the groove jaws up here at the front. I don't know what you want to call that, the diagonal grooves. These are only for twisting wire, grabbing, bending, whereas these, you could do more delicate work. I'll show you on a piece of wire here. These are pretty good for bending your wire without marring it. Nice and clean there. Whereas if you try that with the Linesman pliers, those aggressive teeth will dig in, and that might be a deal breaker for you depending on what you're doing. Let's compare it to the Leatherman. You know, we can't even get the Romex in all the way in the jaws here. I've actually never tried cutting with these. You'd really be hurting your hands, and you might have to do 2 different bites, so it's not going to be a very clean cut, but it is doable. But yeah, not a clean cut. The Leathermans are a big compromise, but they can be a lifesaver if you have it on you. And so I think these are kind of the perfect all-around pliers to keep in this pouch. They fit nicely in here. They're a lot less bulky than these insulated handles. And if you carry a pair of Cobras with you, you have a pliers wrench with you, and these, you can get a lot of work done. Let me know what you guys think of these. They're a pretty reasonable price, at least on Amazon. They're made in Germany, good quality. I don't mind the dipped handles because they're nice and slim, and they fit in this pouch nicely. So I'm sure you'll be seeing more of this in the future, and I hope you guys like this video.